Lukas, thank you so much for taking time to come and speak to me.
Thank you for the invitation.
It's very nice meeting you. Please, for those who have not met you, tell us briefly who you are and what you do.
Well, at the moment, I'm a Minister of Economy and Innovation of Lithuania, but at the same time, I'm a Member of Parliament, and this is mainly what I do day to day, but also I'm one of the people who are very passionate about growing our economy, about making our economy more innovative and working with the businesses to make it happen.
It's great to have you with us. Thank you so much. Let's just get started. I'd like to understand from your perspective, what would you consider is the key competitive advantage that Lithuania has when it comes to attracting fintech talent?
First, I think a couple of things. The first one is, of course, it's dedicated to our regulatory environment, and Lithuania worked quite well in terms of looking at what can we do to make sure that it matches the expectations of fintech companies, which would help them adapt to the regulation, do it quickly, do it without a lot of risk, and with the help of different state institutions. Also, it always comes down to people. Lithuania really stands out when I look at our competing countries. I see that we can really present companies with excellent talents, people who are hungry to get things done, people who have the right competences, and we have already good track record. And there's more than 7,000 already people employed working in fintechs in Lithuania. Not to mention that almost half of fintech leadership roles are already female, which is something which we're quite proud. And third, and I think it's the conceptually most important one, we always had a strategic vision on the fact that Lithuania wants to position itself as a gateway to Europe, understanding that fintechs typically who want to enter the European market, we want to find a country which is dedicated to working with them, to find the right ways to land them and help them expand, not just to one country, but to a full European market.
Right, and that's actually a very important point, and I'll like to touch upon that in just a moment. But just for companies that are looking at Lithuania as a basis to come and bring their business, what's the key selling point for them to say, yes, this is the place where you will expand, where you will grow, and where you can use this as a launchpad to the broader European market?
Well, I would say the fact that Lithuania is, top country in EU based on licensed fintechs is clearly an indication. And it goes even deeper, and it works not only for fintechs. Lithuania is very proud to say, every time you land an investor starts working in Lithuania, typically we are more on the sideline saying, okay, let's check out this concept. Let's have a look if we can deliver what we promised. So we typically promise to invest a little bit smaller than we could actually do. And then what we see that companies grow so much more. They employ so much more people. We invest so much more just because they see that what we promised, we typically over-deliver. And this creates this environment when we say, okay, what we got promised is something which we can really see as granted. And then under those clear conditions, under promises which are delivered, they can operate smoothly, clearly, and this helps them to have a very strong basis for further, expansion and growth of the company.
Right. Okay. And now let's talk about that expansion towards the rest of Europe, because we're looking at Lithuania as part of the Baltics as a great region to attract fintech companies, fintech talent, investment. But because of the size of the market, this is a great place to start, to get to grow, to get that momentum going, with the view to expand into the broader European market. So how is the government helping companies that land here further expand their operations into the rest of Europe?
Well, it starts from the conceptual point of view that every time we land a company, typically we already sell them that this is just the beginning. We hope that we can help you position immediately, not just to work in one market, but to work already at the European level. And that is already the first step which we're working on. But also it's a question of regulatory environment. We see that regulation is always a very sort of limiting aspect, and it is constantly changing. It creates certain elements when you are not sure what to expect next year round, how to position your plans for investors. And we try to keep Lithuania as a market when you have stable, reliable, concept of regulation. And that typically is something which creates a strong foundation for further growth. But at the same time, you see that Lithuania is still focusing itself as a country which diversifies. We have other technological companies where Lithuania is very strong. And this helps us to make sure that we have the right talent. This make sure that we have support from the government to make sure that when you think about technological companies, they are one of the top sectors on which we focus our attention, because we are now, as a government, more and more focused on helping our economy grow faster. It's still one of the fastest growing economies in Europe, but we want to look for ways to ramp it up even more and help it along the way to position itself more into high value added economy. And fintechs and other technological companies are the way to do it.
Right, okay, and then looking a little bit towards the future, what's your vision for ensuring that Lithuania remains an attractive spot for fintechs, and that strategy has been developed, continues to be relevant for fintech companies wanting to enter the market?
When you have something going well, typically the main task is not to ruin it. So I think at the moment we are on a very good ground. We see good numbers. We see a growing sector. We see people who are matching the expectations of what is promised. We see fintechs continuing to expand in an environment which is quite stable and without many surprises. And I think this is something which we'll try to keep because we're already on good track.
Right. Okay, wonderful. Now, we're only 4 weeks away from Baltic Fintech Days, where we'll have 1,000 people coming here to Lithuania. For those who have not yet experienced what's really happening in the ecosystem here, what would you say for them to come and really find out just the vibrancy of the fintech ecosystem in Lithuania?
Well, I always say that the most important aspect is to meet the people and to talk to companies who are present here. Because our companies, such as our agencies, such as Invest Lithuania, can do an excellent job. We have great presentation. We have great managers who can present you case study of Lithuania, who can present you a good business case to be here, and we do it excellently. But if you want to feel the vibe, you have to talk to the people who are currently working at the fintech sector, or talk to the business owners who run companies here, and they can share you how it actually is. And I think even while you might be the next competitor to one of those fintechs, but we're very happy to say that what we've been promised, it has been delivered, and I think that is one of the strongest foundations we have for fintechs here in Lithuania.
Absolutely. Lukas, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure having you with us.
Excellent. Thanks for taking me.
Thank you.